A little bit of background, and then the entire movie, Broadway Bad, uninterrupted. Ginger had third billing in her next movie, Broadway Bad, starring Joan Blondell and Ricardo Cortez. This is a very nice movie. Blondell is, as usual, great in her role, and I like Cortez's performance. While Ginger does not have a huge role, it was here Ginger established some new types of roles she would perform again in the future. Ginger was sometimes referred to as a chorus girl, for example, by one ex-co-star, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., in a derogatory way. Ginger said she never understood why. She was never a chorus girl in real life, always in the top-level billing in anything she appeared in, since she first hit vaudeville at 14 years old. As to her roles, she was briefly a chorus girl in Follow the Leader, but by opening night she had the lead. Here, in her 13th movie, is the first of only 4 times she plays a chorus girl throughout the movie. The characterization comes from her next 2 movies, her breakout roles in big movies, 42nd Street and Gold Diggers of 1933. After that, just 2 more times, briefly in Sitting Pretty and in Romance in Manhattan. This is the first appearance of Brawling Ginger. I've always found that funny, because Ginger is tiny. Not short, at 5'4", but so slender she weighed only 105 pounds. At least in this case, the girl she threatens is also very slender.
Aren't you losing your hair?
I am not.
Well, you will if you don't stop cracking.
Gee, I'm afraid we're going to be late. Craig's parties never start until 1. Give my regards to the cook.
Listen, you, one more crack like that and your neck will probably get tangled up in my fingers.
In Stage Door, she threatens the beautiful, but much larger, Gail Patrick. In Vivacious Lady, she has a brawl with Frances Mercer, and again in Roxy Hart, another brawl, accompanied by the sound of cats fighting. She first played the loyal, supportive friend in Hat Check Girl, but that is unavailable, so this is the first time we see Ginger in this role type. Blondell is new, and Ginger protects Blondell throughout the movie. She plays the loyal friend again in future movies. Part of this is a momentary display of her dramatic skills, which in time she proved herself as a very talented dramatic actress. When Blondell tells the court that one, and only one, stood by her when she was totally down on her luck, referring to Ginger, Ginger is excellent, touching, and you can't help but love her character.
And you had no relatives?
None.
And no friends?
Just one. She was the only one that helped.
Joan Blondell had a long and successful career, with some leads, but mostly in supporting roles. I think she is great, a real natural in front of the camera. She would appear with Ginger again. Ricardo Cortez almost made it big in the silence, successfully navigated the switch to sound, but soon enough dropped into B-rolls and left Hollywood for Wall Street. Now, Broadway Bad, in full, an hour long. The next video on the playlist shows just Ginger scenes from this movie, if you would prefer a quicker review of her scenes only.
kids in there?
Yes, sir. This is the private call, Mr. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, I ain't gonna ask you for no passes this time. You got a good show?
You bet your life she's a wow. She's a wow, George. There you are. Take the whole family.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Peggy, who stole my photographs?
How should I know?
Well, I'll believe you this time, but there's something phony about all this. They disappeared. Uh-huh. So you took my pictures.
What are you going to do with them, Joe?
Send them to Paris where they sell them for postcards.
Yeah? You cut that out, Joe Flynn.
No resistance, eh?
You hurt my pride.
Say, Joe, this one makes me look a little bit tough.
Maybe you should have worn something on that face of yours.
Nature in the raw is seldom mine.
Hey!
Joe, can't you use my picture for that so bad? You know the line. I'm only 17.
And 4 make 32.
Oh, say, what's the idea of this Landers dame all dressed up like an Eskimo while we're togged out in our birthday suits?
Come on, Joe. Give. Who is she?
Yeah.
She's Tony Landers.
Tony? Ain't that the name of a horse?
Yeah.
She's a nice kid from a nice home, so lay off,
Yeah.
lay off.
Little Miss Innocent, huh?
And the angels watch over the innocent. Even the show's angel, eh, Joe?
Shh, cuttings in the drawing room.
So the head man's giving Eileen the gate, huh?
Eileen, will you stop playing that phonograph? Say, Joe, we gotta suffer because she's gotta suffer.
By the way, where is Tony Landers?
She's back in New Haven.
New Haven?
Yeah, an old boyfriend of hers barged in full of college boy spirits. You know, with a song in his heart and a snoot full of gin in his throat. And was he tight? It's okay. Flip Daly's with her.
Oh, that's why Flip said she couldn't make the train, eh?
Sure, she was too busy making the team. Oh, hello, Sid.
Sid?
Oh, I thought you were the stage manager. He always does that. Is my face red?
Take it easy, Eileen. You didn't think it would last forever, did you?
You'd give 2 weeks' notice to a parlor mate who collects dust, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but not when they collect gold dust. Relax, Eileen, relax.
I don't understand it, Joe. This Landis kid has no class. You know, no clothes, no car, no rocks. What does Craig, Mr. Cutting, see in her? She's got no flash, no Park Avenue smartness.
Maybe it's because she's got no flash, no Park Avenue smartness.
Howdy, Joe.
Here are the pictures, Lou. Mr. Cutting wanted to see him.
Sure, thanks.
All right.
I'll give them a lobby display to lock them for the ghoul. Wait until they get a load of my theater.
I mean our theater. You know, Craig, I still can't get over it. The Lewis Gordon Theater. All my life, I dreamed of having my own playhouse. And you made it possible.
Now, don't worry about the show. That's in the bag. Did you see the way New Haven ate it up? I'll make a prediction. I predict you get your dough back within 6 weeks. Now, what do you know about that?
What is the name of that college boy that waited for Tony?
Huh?
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, it wasn't important. Oh, by the way, that florist made a mistake. He sent Tony Landers roses.
Well?
Well, it's none of my business, but you usually send orchids.
Orchids are well-kept flowers for well-kept ladies. This one happens to be the rose type.
So the pooch type, too, I guess. I couldn't help seeing that pup you sent her.
You're very observing, aren't you, Lou?
Yeah.
You see everything, don't you?
Yeah. I even saw that college kid pick her up after the show.
Good old Yale. I guess I'm not the type anymore, Maybe that pooch should have been a string of pearls instead,
You don't have to housebreak pearls.
That's right.
Oh, yeah? I can't open this peroxide bottle. You'll have to do with that one. Hey, am I going to be a real blonde now, huh? Sure, as long as no one looks at your hair.
Is that my toothbrush?
You'll get it back in a minute.
Well, the nerve of her.
Will you turn off that fan? I'm getting pneumonia.
Hey, kids, listen. Lillian Blaine married a millionaire. When? Last night. What time?
All night, dearie. How are the roots? Still black. Will you turn that fan off?
Hey, kids, you should have got a load of Eileen's face. It's a lucky thing that Landers dame isn't on this train.
And I bet Cutting's sore. He took an extra drawing room. So they could talk things over.
Is she really dumb or is that a knife?
She ain't so dumb. That college kid is Robert North III. Why didn't she get Robert North the first?
Anybody with third after their name sounds like ready money to me.
Here's your toothbrush.
Thanks.
We'll drive.
Okay. Gee, you haven't changed a bit. Still the same old kid I was so crazy about.
Were you? You certainly went to a lot of trouble not to let me know about it.
Well, how could I when you were always pulling my pigtails? And did you beat me up?
Oh, I'm awful sorry. Did I hurt you much? Well, let me make it better.
Oh, Bob. Not in front of all these.
Go on, it's getting chilly.
No, thanks. You didn't drink when you were in high school.
You didn't run around in tights. How'd you happen to get into the chorus?
My stomach. Had to feed it.
How'd you get the job?
Lucky break. I was trying to cash those bonds Mother left me when I met Mr. Cutting.
Who's he?
Head of the brokerage firm. You know Craig Cutting. Sportsman, society. He's even backing our show.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't. Not when you say it that way.
I'm sorry.
He's all right. He got me this job so I wouldn't have to cash those bonds.
I know the type. I bet he sends you orchids.
Roses.
Oh. And pearls. Hasn't he given you pearls?
Now listen, if you're gonna act like a kid, I'm walking out on you. Besides, I told Flip I'd come back to the hotel early.
Oh, wait a minute, Tony.
I gotta go.
No.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Hello. 10 o'clock? Okay. Tony! Tony!
Well, are you ready?
Yes.
That cornet player certainly is.
That bald head was shining right in my eyes.
Say, Eileen is certainly washed up. He didn't even invite her to the
Aren't you losing your hair? I am not.
Well, you will if you don't stop cracking.
Somebody turn that thing off. I'm tired of hearing that exit march.
Don't you think you better get used to it?
Roses. The old story, I guess. Chorus girl gets the air while thousands yawn. Well, I shouldn't squawk, though. He was a swell guy. Used to send me dividend checks regularly. He handled my money. And was he generous? This was for nothing. And what technique? He used to say, listen, dear, about your career. I don't want to try to force you into anything. Well, when he put it that way...
Gee, I'm afraid we're going to be late.
Craig's parties never start until 1. Give my regards to the cook.
Listen, you, one more crack like that and your neck will probably get tangled up in my fingers. She's plenty burnt up, believe me. No, I wasn't thinking about her. I wonder if Craig will mind my bringing Bob. Well, if you're counting on him doing handsprings, you're going to be disappointed. What's
What's he been doing with himself lately? Bob? Oh, he's been busy, studying. I know. With his nose deep in a book.
Where's Miss Tony Lander's dressing room?
This is 1, 2, 3. It's the last room across the hall.
Thanks.
Who took my cold cream?
Telegram for you, Tony.
Thanks. Will you put the roses in water, please? Gee. I sort of expected him this time. Love. The 10th word in the telegram. Cheer up, kid. Wait till you get to that party with a couple of drinks under your evening gown. You'll forget what town you're in. Say, Flip, what did Eileen mean about those dividend checks? Well, that's one way of putting it. What do you mean? This is your first show. Wait, you'll learn. And that crack she made about his technique. She was trying to rib you. Say, you can ask more questions. I need a clean towel. Get me one, too, will you? We're the only ones here.
Oh, no, you're not. There are millions of people.
Bunny! Oh, he's broadcasting. Hello, everybody. For the past half hour, you've been listening to Swiss Goldfob and his Alpine Laddies. Oh, poor Bunny's crying.
Come on, we'll get little Bunny some lettuce.
You want an olive?
There may be a guest or two in here. Listen, everybody. Listen. I'd like to present...
Maybe they'd rather be alone. Tony Lander's social debut, cloudy, followed with showers.
I'll get you a drink.
Yeah, she's gone.
Hello, Yale. You look down. Well, I know a speakeasy that specializes in crying jags. How'd you like to join me in a quiet ball?
For what?
Well, we've been given the air.
Huh?
Landers drops you, and I'm bounced by cutting. Some fun, huh, kid?
What are you talking about?
I thought Yale made you dumb boys bright. Tony's with cutting now.
What?
Tony is with cutting now.
Where?
At his penthouse. Did you ever see it? It's a swell joint. Soft light, soft music, and soft pillows. I'm a lady what knows.
Yeah?
I'm driving by that way. Can I drop you?
No, thanks.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute.
Gee, this place is swell. I've never seen anything so grand.
Bad girls can have good times here. My dear, I don't want to force you into doing anything
Anything you don't want to do. Isn't that the cutting technique? Oh, I know all about it. First flowers, then gifts, and then the good old cutting technique.
What do you mean? Who have you been talking to?
Little Cinderella has a motorcycle. She gets around.
What else does little Cinderella know?
That she's not going to be part of your annual show.
What show?
The Craig Cutting Follies. Last year, the spirit of cutting was a brunette. This year, he had hoped it would be a blonde. Isn't it an old routine, rich man?
Are you serious? Is that what you really think?
I get dividend checks from you, don't I?
Listen, Tony. I wouldn't offend you for anything in the world. I want you to know that I...
More technique. Craig, can I see those checks you sent me? The canceled ones?
Why, of course. Certainly.
Did any of this money come from my bonds?
What do you think?
I wish I hadn't been so stupid. I really thought... Little Cinderella, huh?
What difference does it make,
But it
Tony?
does make a difference, Craig. You've made me obligated to you. Well, I haven't even thanked you for the job.
You needn't thank me.
But I'm afraid there's nothing I can do in return.
No, I'm afraid not.
I beg your pardon.
Bob! Gee, I'm glad to see you. After your wire, I didn't expect you. Oh, this is Mr. Cutting, Bob North.
How do you do, Mr. North?
Come on, get your things. We're leaving.
Just a moment. Miss Landers happens to be my guest.
She also happens to be my wife.
May I congratulate you?
What are those?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Come on, let's see them. You certainly kept her well.
Oh, Bob, you don't think...
Don't lie to me, you dirty little tramp.
Bob! Oh, Craig, tell him he's wrong.
I'm sorry, Tony. I've made it a rule never to interfere in domestic affairs. You should have told me you were married.
But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell anyone. He'd have been kicked out of school. Oh, don't let him think that you and
I'm sorry, Tony. I think it's best that I don't interfere.
But... I'd like to see Mr. Robert North, Jr.
Who shall I say is calling?
Miss Landers.
Will you come in, please?
Yes? 2 tickets and a drawing room. Yes, for Montreal. But I ordered them this morning. North. N-O-R-T-H.
Haven't you made that reservation yet?
They're looking them up now, sir.
Well, hang up and go down there and tell Mr. Keith they're for me, and I've got to have them right away.
Yes, sir.
And have they come for the trunk yet?
They're here, sir. I'll send them right.
All right. Yes?
Mr. North, I'm Miss Landers.
Yes, I know all about that. Yeah, I'm not going to take those.
They're Mr. Roberts.
But he's not going to take them either.
I'd like to see Bob, Mr. North.
What do you want to see him about?
Well, I'd rather discuss that with him.
You can't see him.
But I've got to.
Now, you've come here to make a lot of trouble, but you're not going to have a chance to.
No, I haven't. I just want to talk to Bob. Don't you see? He's my husband.
I know that. And I also know all about you and your friend Cutting. And if you're smart, you'll leave this house right away. And forget about Bob. He's not interested in you, and he doesn't intend to see you again.
I don't believe that.
Do all these go? Yes, and one upstairs.
If he was here, he'd see me. I know he would. Mr. North, please. Bob.
Hey, Frank. You see the same thing I do?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good evening, Miss Landers.
Hello, Frank.
Kind of pulled a fast one, didn't you, baby face?
Nice work, kid. Ask Craig if he remembers me. You know, Eileen, the amateur.
I tell you, boy, she's a sweet kid with a broken heart.
Who broke it?
Love.
Whistle a pattern.
On the level. Here she is married to this rich North kid. Along comes Cutting, and bing, she flings away a fortune.
Yeah, for Cutting's dough.
He's not the marrying kind. Now, you mugs print that yarn I gave you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, wait a minute. No cracks now. And remember, she's just a kid.
With a broken heart.
Put it to music and it'd still be lousy.
I just came to get my things and to turn in my notice.
What for?
I'm sorry about all this mess and those newspaper stories.
Why, what are you talking about? I'm going to raise your salary.
But I'm not staying. I'm through.
Why, Tony, you can't quit on me like this.
Come on, sweetheart. The boys are all lined up.
What boys?
The cameramen and reporters. They're going to take pretty pictures.
Oh, are they? Not of me.
Wait a minute.
Let's
wait
talk
a minute.
this over.
Why,
Come on.
sure, Tony. Sure. Listen, kid. You're sitting pretty. All you got to do is to play your cards right.
What are you talking about?
Oh, listen, sweetheart. You're floating on the crest of the wave. You're the talk of the town.
You're the first girl that ever got anything on Craig. The divorce.
And did those papers give it a play?
You're made, kid. You got the world by the tail.
You let old Joe handle this and you'll be famous. Kids work all their lives to get in the spot you're in, and you got it right in your lap. Notoriety, publicity, the spotlight, all yours. Cash in on it.
Sure. Broadway's a racket. If you don't break it, it'll break you. See those dames? Not much talent. Publicity. That's what helped them to stake their claim. And they've dug plenty of gold since then.
I'll get those mugs.
Hello, Craig.
Hello.
You ought to squawk to the papers. That was an awful picture they printed.
Wasn't it?
Must be horrid to be brought into court after all these years.
After what years?
All these years of playing around and being so careful not to be seen with married women.
You ought to know me well enough not to believe those lies. If I had known Tony was married, I'd... Good night, Eileen.
You would leave the old stand.
Just a bit higher. I want to get more expression.
Now give us your dirty beast sort of a look.
Hold it, please.
What a broken heart.
This heart's due for a long vacation.
With pay?
What do you think?
Come on, kid. You're in the opening chorus.
All right.
Thanks,
Here we go.
Bobby.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Tony.
There, what is it?
I came to ask you who your lawyer is.
Lawyer? What for?
You're contesting the suit, aren't you?
No. Why?
Have you lost your mind?
Maybe.
Do you want North to think he's right about us?
What difference does it make?
Tony, I get an attorney to represent you. I don't like scandal or notoriety. I'd rather not have it.
No?
No, and you're going to help me out of this mess.
Why should I? You weren't interested in helping me when I needed you. Why should I help you now?
Well, it would be the decent thing to do.
Maybe. If I were interested. But I'm not.
Now you're being stubborn. Don't get hurt.
Not again.
Do you really want the newspapers to think that you and I have had an affair?
Why not?
All right, boys. Bye.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah?
Find Lou Brown and get him to write her a song.
Can she sing?
Who cares? And listen,
Yeah?
you better change her dressing room. Take her out of that chorus room and put her in 6.
Okay.
Let bygones be bygones forever. Forget the past, though it wasn't pleasant. Forgive me, and I will endeavor to make amends for all that I've done. Give me one more chance.
This gentleman is waiting downstairs.
Julie, be sure and tell Miss Landers I want to see her.
Oui, monsieur. They're beautiful.
There are some people to see you.
Get rid of them. I don't want to see anyone except Berger. George. He's waiting for you. A prince, Julie.
A real prince?
He's rich and dull enough to be a real prince.
Tony, I've tried all week to see you. Now that number
I
you
haven't
sing.
time, Lou, please.
But that song is 4 years
Who
old and you...
cares? Those sightseers are too busy gaping to listen.
Mr. Burger.
Now, look, I would like you to change that
Like
number.
a good boy, Lou. Tomorrow. Send him in. Julie. See if the car is here. Hello, Eddie.
Good evening. $8,500.
All right. I want a paste duplicate, just as you made these.
I'll have it ready Friday.
Chester. Mr. Berger will give you a check, deposited along with the others.
Good night, Miss Landers.
Good night.
Hey, Joe Flynn's been pumping me about Big Fella.
What?
Yeah, he wants to know how much dough he's got and about those mysterious weekends of yours.
What else does he know?
Don't worry, he thinks it's Big Eddie Malone.
Oh.
But you'd better watch your step.
I guess I'll have to move again.
Tired of it all.
Nope, just tired.
Why don't you be a nice girl and go to bed?
Where have I heard that before?
This ice has certainly gone to your heart.
You mean to my bank account? Fast as I get 'em, I turn 'em into money and put it all in a nice little trust fund.
That's gonna do you a lot of good.
And as soon as it's 200 grand, white lady, she retire.
I'm hysterical. I'm practically laughing.
I'm gonna give this burg back to the Indians and find a nice, quiet little place where there's no tabloids or dirt.
And now, little kiddies, for the rest of the bedtime story. Once upon a time, there was a prince.
That reminds me.
Cigarette, please.
Yes, sir.
Mademoiselle, delighted.
The flowers are too divine.
The car, Alec.
Yes, sir.
Now, you'd think she'd appreciate what I did for her.
Doesn't she?
No. All she thinks of is haircut of the gross. What do you want?
Can I see you a minute, Mr. Gordon?
Sure.
Craig!
Tony! Has it been 4 years or 104?
When'd you get back?
This morning on the Berengaria.
Were you out front?
Of course. I couldn't qualify as a New Yorker unless I saw you.
How'd you like me?
I was properly impressed.
I beg your pardon, mademoiselle.
Tell the prince I'm very sorry.
Very well, mademoiselle. Do I take precedence over royalty?
Over everyone.
Thanks, Tony. My car.
My car.
Shall we send them both home?
All right. A taxi?
A taxi.
A taxi, Paul. Remember the pooch?
Of course. He was nothing but a speck the last time I saw him.
He's been a constant reminder of you.
You've developed a subtle gift for flattery. Here's our cab.
I won't need the car, Paul.
Yes, ma'am. Russian Club. You seem unusually kind to me. Why?
Perhaps it's because of the publicity. Wouldn't this make an intriguing item for the papers? Tony Landers rekindles first flame. I got a cigarette.
Tony, why do you tell me these things?
Don't they amuse you?
No.
I thought you were interested in my career and that I'm famous and rich.
I'm vitally interested in you.
Then you should be very proud.
Just why?
Because you made such a smart businesswoman of me.
I did?
Remember how childish I was about those dividend checks? I know better now.
If that's my influence, I'm certainly sorry.
I'm not. I'm extremely grateful to you. Oh, what a pretty doll. Look, Craig, it's saying, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yes, Alice, see. Thank you, sir.
Gimme, 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 gimme.
Tony.
Yes?
Isn't that your song they're playing? How does it feel to be famous?
You ought to know. To make amends for all I've done.
You're crying.
Oh, you silly. It's a trick I used to put over my songs. Not for me. You got the wrong girl, mister. I'll never need one.
Shall we go?
Yes, let's. Next time it won't be so dull. We'll get tight and ring doorbells.
Taxi. I'll take you home.
But I'm not going home. I never go home on weekends.
You mean that you're going to...
You're right. I'm not going to be alone.
Well, aren't you afraid of another scandal?
Oh, I'm not afraid of getting into the newspapers. Oh, I remember. You never did like publicity, did you?
You should have kept your appointment with the prince. Might have been more helpful.
Good night, Mr. Cutting. You must let me take you out sometime. 900 Park Avenue.
Good night.
Good night. Take me to 210 West 101st Street instead.
You better than you like me.
Why?
'Cause I don't understand that.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, you monkey. Where are you? Oh, where is he? Where's my big fella? Oh, I know where you are. Now, you come on out. Now, I'll count 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not in there. Here I am,
There you
Mama.
are. Oh, my goodness. What did I tell you about that thumb? Huh? That's it. Huh?
Is this the one?
Yes, Bixby.
Please don't go away, Mama.
I won't, honey. Should we play some music?
Okay.
All right, come on.
Just stop that. You're making me nervous. Here's Tommy now.
Hello.
How's Tommy?
Let's go someplace where we can talk.
Okay.
Excuse us? Have a cigarette.
Thanks.
Hello, Bob.
How are you?
How are you? Let's go up here.
Anything wrong?
Figure it out yourself.
I meant to tell you, Tommy.
That check you gave was a phony. You never did have an account at that bank.
Well, what about it?
Nothing much, only you got a flock of ADA detectives on your tail, that's all.
Gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
Sidecar. What do you want?
Same. You're in this as deep as I am.
Yeah. Only it happens that your name is signed to that check and not mine. Have some, they're good.
They'll get their money all right.
Sure. They're giving you till Monday to make good.
Or what?
Better drink. While you can. Come on, don't worry, kid. Your old man will kick through.
Not a chance. I'm washed up at home. For good.
Well, you better get it somewhere.
15 grand? Maybe you can tell me how.
No, Bixby. Just give him a cup of hot milk. Nothing else. That's right. Good night. Calling Bixby again. That's the third time tonight. How did kids get along before the telephone was invented? Listen, Flip, nothing else is important. You can't imagine how I feel about that baby, because I don't go around telling people. But nothing else matters. When he looks up at me and says, Mommy, oh. But wait till you have one of your own. You'll find out. Come on, let's get back to Craig. How's the paint job? Oh, you're okay, come on.
Hey, Pete. Another sidecar. The way I feel, I could drink a freight train.
Hey, look. You see what I see.
I remember her when she was only my wife.
She's doing all right now. You gave her a great front page start, sonny boy. Say, would she help you?
Don't be funny.
Some talk about her and some guy. They got a hideaway someplace.
What of it?
It's good. You and she on speaking terms?
No.
How do you know? Have you ever tried?
No, don't be silly.
Anything's worth a try. Why don't you go on over and say hello?
The only time she lets me talk money to her is in a speakeasy. Then I get cropped and can't talk money.
Hello, Tony. Glad to see you.
Would you like to dance?
Thanks, Craig.
Do you see him often?
Once in a while. Never that close before. Let's not talk about him. Why did you refuse to speak to me when I phoned you?
If it hadn't been for Lou Gordon, I wouldn't be here tonight. You know that.
I think you're the most disagreeable man I ever knew.
But while we're being personal, you must have a fair idea of what I think of you.
It's a lie. I'm really a very nice girl.
And I'm really a very nice man.
Then let's get together. What are you doing tomorrow afternoon?
I work. Yes, believe it or not. Oh, I don't sit on top of a piano and sing songs, but I do work.
You can spare an afternoon. Cocktail, 4 o'clock, my place.
Your place.
I said my place, 900 Park Avenue.
What about your weekend friend?
I see him weekends.
remember, we'll be waiting for your call.
Are you sure you know her?
Why, sure I know her.
Drop me here, please.
Taxi.
Hello, is this Brian 24011? 210 West 101st Street. Huh? Top floor. The name is Bixby. Yeah, she switched cabs on me.
Bixby, does that mean anything to you?
I never heard of him.
It's a phony, I guess. No guy uses his real name on a hideout. Hey, you sap. Don't do that.
Why not? If we walk in on her, she may be willing to talk business.
Wasn't that the doorbellman? Yes. Shall I answer it? No, Bixby, never answer the doorbell at any time. Yes.
Try and get in.
Hello, Flip. Hi. I phoned your other apartment, and Bixby said you were here.
Nice flowers. Who from? An admirer.
Who?
I bought them myself.
Shall I fix the drinks now?
After a while, Julie. Say, what's going on? Come on, give out. Who are you expecting?
Craig.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm. I invited him last night.
You kind of like him, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Don't uh-huh me. You know you like him.
How can you tell?
Because you're all a Twitter.
There he is. I'll go, Julie. You fix the drinks.
I get it. I'll scram through the rear door.
No, it's unlocked.
Hello, Tony.
What do you want?
Can you spare a minute?
I'm sorry, I haven't time.
I won't keep you long.
Well,
I'm in a jam and I need some money right away.
you've got plenty of nerve coming here.
I wouldn't if I weren't so desperate. Dad won't help
Now,
me.
isn't that too bad? What makes you think I'd help you?
But you can spare 15 grand. I know you can.
Not for you.
Maybe I can get it from your boyfriend, Bixby.
Who's Bixby?
You don't know, do
Haven't
you?
the faintest idea.
He has a little flat at 210 West 101st Street, and he doesn't answer doorbells on Saturday nights.
You can't make good at anything, can you? Not even blackmail. Now get out of here before I call the police.
Oh, no, you won't.
Get out.
Maybe Bixby won't feel the same way about it.
Julie! Operator, give me Cathedral 11236, and hurry. Get my things and send for the car quickly. Operator! Operator! Cathedral 11236. Bixby. Bixby! Bixby! Bixby!
Oh, baby darling. What's the matter, Mom?
We're getting out of here right away.
But what about the things?
We'll get the things later. Here's the key. Come on. Who's Mommy's little man?
Me.
What'd I tell you about that thumb? You're not going to leave me any more ever, are you?
No, Mommy.
He's a lovely child. No wonder you're so proud of him.
Hello, Tony.
Hello.
I want you to meet a friend of mine, Tommy Davis.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Maybe if you're leaving, we can give you a lift.
No, thanks. I have my own car.
That's a good-looking kid up there.
Yes, isn't he? He's Mrs. Bixby's grandson.
Bixby, huh? How old's the baby?
Oh, he's about 4 years old, I guess.
Small for his age.
Is he? I don't know much about children. You didn't waste much time getting here, did you?
We followed you.
What is it you want?
Why did you leave your place in such a hurry to come here?
Why, I always come here at this time to take Mrs. Bixby and her grandson for a drive.
Ain't that nice?
Now, if you don't mind, I'll wait.
We'll all wait.
Let's go for a ride now, Mommy.
Mommy, huh?
Yes, what about it?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Now get this and get it straight. I'm not afraid of a little more publicity, and if either of you ever bother me again in any way, I'll go to the district attorney. Do you hear? Come on, Bixby. I don't want to ever see you two around here again.
All right, lady. So long, Sonny.
There goes the 15 grand.
Pin money. Why, you can get 115 grand, fella, and a cut for me, too.
Oh.
That kid is yours.
You're crazy.
Am I? What scared her into coming across? You did. She was afraid you'd tumble.
But I don't see how you expect to
Oh,
get any
listen,
more
you
money.
sap, with that rep she has, you can take that kid away from her, see? Now, what's your old man's phone number?
What's he got to do with it? He's not interested.
Not in you, but he will be in that kid. Why, he'll go nuts about that little guy, and he'll kick through with plenty.
How do you know he will?
I'm positive. Now, what's that number?
Murray Hill 6, 1024. Why not divide our losses? We can reorganize our finances.
Miss Landers to see you.
Excuse me, I'll be back in a minute.
I phoned your apartment to say I'd be late.
But your maid said you'd left. What's the trouble?
I need help, Craig, and I need it badly. I don't know what to do, which way to turn.
What is it?
I have a son, Craig. He's nearly 4 years old. My mysterious weekend friend.
You have a son.
Yes, Bob is the father. And ever since that baby was born, I've been in constant fear. Fear that the Norths would find out. I've hidden him, moved him from place to place, lied and chiseled to get money fast so I could take him away where they wouldn't get him. You know what they could do legally.
Yes. And I know North, too.
That's what terrifies me. Bob saw the boy today.
Does he know him?
I'm sure he does.
Well, you are in trouble.
I can't tell the police. What can I do?
Not much, I'm afraid. Wait a minute.
Bowling Green, 95300. Yes. Hello? A Hellman, please. Mr. Cutting.
Hello, Max. Now, listen. Reserve a suite of rooms on any outgoing liner that's sailing for Europe tonight. And I want you to get an emergency passport in the name of Miss Tony Landers. What? I don't care how you get it. Just get it.
Fine. All right.
You and your boy getting out of this country tonight.
Where shall we go?
Go to Paris, then Naples. I have a house there.
What about the show?
Don't worry about that. Leave that to me. Get your boy, pack your things, and get on a boat, and don't worry.
Where is he? Where is he?
I put him to bed only a few moments ago.
He's gone? Julie! How'd they get in?
I don't know. I was...
There was 2 men. They said they have an appointment.
Who are they?
One was Mr. North.
Upon what do you base your opinion of Miss Lander's unfitness to care for your son's child?
That's a matter of common knowledge. The woman's notorious. Everybody knows what she is.
I object, and I ask that Mr. North's answer be stricken out. Hearsay is not evidence.
This is not hearsay. It can be proven.
Objection overruled.
That is all, Mr. North. Your witness.
No questions.
Your Honor, we rest our case.
Call the next witness.
Miss Landers. Order in the
Raise your
court.
right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated, please. What is your name?
Antoinette Landers.
Miss Landers, the child in controversy is your son, is he not?
Yes.
Where was he born?
In a boarding house near the East River.
The house number, if you haven't forgotten it.
I couldn't forget it. 20 East Front Street.
Why did you go there?
Because it was cheap.
And you had very little money?
You mean after I'd paid all my expenses?
Yes.
About $4.
Did your husband or his father offer you any aid or assistance at that time?
No.
And you had no relatives?
None.
And no friends?
Just one. She was the only one that helped me.
Why didn't you notify your husband?
Because I hated him for what he had done. When I needed him most, he ran out on me.
That is all, Miss Landers. Your witness.
Is the child in court?
Yes, Your Honor, in the anteroom of the matron. Miss Landers, you're on the stage, are you not?
Yes.
Have you any other profession or income?
No.
What is your present salary?
$1,500 a week.
And last year it was...
$500.
In the past 2 years, you've earned approximately $70,000.
About that, yes.
And out of that $70,000, you have thriftily managed to save $125,000. I refer to your trust fund in the First Central Bank. Does this surplus represent donations from gentlemen admirers?
Well, if you let me explain...
Answer yes or no, please.
Yes.
Miss Landers, 2 months before your marriage, you were accepting similar donations. Outside checks in addition to your salary. Your Honor, I have the proof here.
Order.
Your husband's discovery of this formed the basis for his divorce suit. A suit which you were wise in not contesting.
I didn't want to contest it.
No, because the notoriety blazed the way for success and wealth. Overnight you were famous. Your salary was raised. Your name went up in electric lights. And later, when your baby was born, you only had about $4. Explain that to the court.
The rest, the money that I'd earned, I put in the bank for the baby, in case something happened to me.
You hid the baby, and you continued to hide him because you feared he'd prove a drawback to your career.
That's not true.
He was not permitted to live with you, to appear with you in public. You suppressed every iota of information pertaining to his existence. You pushed him out of your life, the glamorous gay life which makes your name a daily asset to the front page and the gossip column. And why? Because he was a detriment, wasn't he?
He couldn't be.
Now let us picture this Broadway life entirely without
I
him.
couldn't live without him.
But what if the court should decide to take him from you?
How can they? He's mine.
Well, isn't that rather a selfish angle? The boy is entitled to the best of care.
He's had it. Everything that money could do for him.
Money.
And love. All the love in the world.
And social background.
He's better without it.
How do you know? By permitting scandalous divorce proceedings, you deliberately left the ranks of decent...
I object, Your Honor. I object to this entire line of questioning.
Objection overruled. Mr. Darrell is endeavoring to prove his client's contention that the mother of the child is not a fit person to rear it.
Order in the court.
That is all, Your Honor. We rest our case.
Are there any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
This court is concerned only with the best interest of the disputed child in respect to the temporal, mental, and moral welfare. The ordinary procedure with a child of tender years is to award it to its mother. However, there are certain elements in this case not in accord with the usual order of things. Miss Landers, your life is your own to do with as you see fit. This court has no wish to criticize you or the way you live. But where that living may affect the future of a minor child, it becomes a matter for grave consideration. I shall, therefore, enter an order to place the child in the custody of Mr. Robert North.
No, you can't do it.
I'm sorry, Miss
You
Landers.
can't do it, I tell you. Robert North is not the baby's father.
Your Honor, this is a cheap trick. A last desperate attempt on the part of this woman. It's utterly ridiculous.
Miss Landers, let me warn you that if what you have just said is not true, you have committed perjury, which is a criminal offense.
I swear that Robert North is not the father of my child.
Order! If Robert North isn't the father of your child, who is?
I can't tell you that.
Remember, you took a solemn oath to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Do you admit now that your previous testimony was a lie?
That isn't what I said.
Do you realize there's a severe penalty for perjury? Do you know that you can go to prison for this? Who is the father? Are you trying to make us believe it's one of the hundreds of men your name has been linked with? Is it one of the men that so kindly donated money to you? Why are you lying?
I'm not. I'm not lying.
No, then tell the court the whole truth. What is the name of your child's father? What is it?
Wait, please.
While you think of someone, who is the man? Name him. You can't.
His name is Craig Cutting.
Wow, what a statement.
This is a very serious matter. You have needlessly stigmatized your child unless you can prove what you say.
My proof is a matter of court record. When my husband divorced me 4 years ago, he named Craig Cutting as correspondent.
Your Honor, my client voluntarily returns the child to its mother and asks a dismissal of the case.
Dismissal granted.
Oh, my baby. Oh, my angel.
Don't say anything. I understand.
What did I tell you about that song?
Please like and subscribe.